Are you concerned about? It seems to me that you this subject matter crosses many lines. It really does. You know, whether it's just the believability, whether it's religion, whether it's, you know, people feel like you're a charlatan and I don't think you are. I'm saying that what people, and you were saying it, when we read, and we're going to read, but we watch the fights break out. Like, I'll have just a friend on or somebody who has an opinion, and it never takes on the same kind of fervor, we've used that word a lot, that this subject matter does.
Absolutely.
I'm so interested in it.
It's the ambiguity of it, my friend. That's what it is. People hate ambiguity. They hate things that they cannot put in a black and white category. And what I do,
you know what they
is
hate
very mysterious.
More than that? I can't. I'm trying to describe what it is that they hate more than that.
Ambiguity.
What is that thing that? How do you describe that thing they hate? I'm not able to. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
I think people can't pinpoint a clear understanding of what someone's all about or what they're doing, and so they just jump to assumptions.
But isn't it amazing? We all die.
We do.
Everybody dies.
Every single one.
But we're all. There's such a, as she pointed out, there's such a stigma. There's such fear. There's such. When are we going to get used to it?
I don't know. Religion hasn't helped. I think people are really traumatized by a lot of religious trauma, and so that translates to a lot of spiritual frustration that people have. People view it as, oh, you're saying that life continues beyond death? Well, that's no different than my trauma with Catholicism or my trauma with Judaism or whatever it may be. And so people kind of equate religion and spirituality as a single thing, whereas I, kind of think there's discernment to be made between the two.
It's also whatever the belief is in the finite, whereas I think all of us, just because we're humans, have like a lot of unfinished business, right? There's one more thing you need to say. There's one more thing you didn't say. Yeah. There's unresolved issues, and that's really hard to deal with, knowing that at least in most people's mind, there is no way to communicate that. So that's why they look to you. You are that life preserver of eternity that allows us to kind of come to terms with what we haven't done, what we need to do, and what makes us feel better.
Yeah, I just try to bring forward meaningful, subjectively meaningful experiences to people.
Is there ever a time when law enforcement has come to you for cases?
There was a case actually on my Netflix show where I worked with a private investigator, and there were 2 cases on that one, and she had 2 file folders, and she didn't show me what was in them, and I kind of ran my hand over them and correctly identified what was in actually one of the folders. And so that was a good sign for me. That was an intuitive hit, and then kind of proceeded to look into it more. But the person that we picked actually ended up still being alive. So it was a missing person who was still with us. And that presented actually some challenges because I, as a medium, generally communicate with people who've passed. So
but the people who have passed have a perspective on what's happening here, and they give you that.
Yes.
So did they find that person?
They actually ended up determining what likely happened to the individual. And there were cases, actually almost all the ones I've worked on have been living people, ironically. So maybe in time.